Hello and welcome back to Stop Hannah Time. So today is a very quick vlog that's going to let you guys know what's going down over the next few months. Mainly because I don't know how much time I'm going to have for vlogs. I'd love to say you'll have one every week, and I'd love to say that you'll have a live stream on Wednesday every week that's separate to everything else that I'm doing, but we'll have to play it by ear because there's so much stuff coming, guys. It's going to be amazing, but it's going to be a lot of hard work. So let's kick this off very quickly by talking about MCM Comic Con. I'm going to be there on the Friday and the Saturday, which is the 23rd and 24th of October. So if you're in the area and you're coming along, come and say hi. We'll be doing a signing area. We'll have a merch stand. We're also going to be doing something special, which is a game show on the Saturday night. So if you're interested in more information about the whole shebang, then go to yogscast.st/MCM15 or check the video description because hopefully it's in there. Either way, I should have done my job, put it on the screen too. We'll find out. Good job me if I did. Moving on, let's talk about the schedule of games that are coming out because holy shit guys, it's a busy few months. This means I have got a pretty fixed calendar of what I'm going to play. You might see a few videos here and there that are different, but on the whole it's going to be quite fixed. So I'm going to start and I'm going to do it in date order, try and keep up. There's a lot to go through. I get that you'll be like, whoa, but at least you can pause it and rewind. Anyway, starting out, we have Minecraft tomorrow. That's the Telltale Minecraft episodic. Part 1 is going to be out. We're going to play it by ear with that one. If you enjoy it, you need to let me know on the videos. You can do that by liking and commenting if you want to see more, and then if people really like it, then I will do the second part whenever it comes out. So we have that tomorrow from 8 AM, I believe it is in the UK. So I'm going to try and do at least 2 videos for you, maybe 3, all depends on how much time I have tomorrow, because, you know, I've got to edit it and record it and all that stuff as well, and I'm also in the middle of trying to negotiate to buy a house, which all goes down tomorrow. It's not going to be me because sod's law, so I'm trying to fit it all in, but it's fine. So that's all going to go down tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. Hopefully you enjoy it. As I said, let me know on the videos, and I will definitely do more if the response is really good. Usually it is, but it's just, you know, to further cement the chance of doing more, because especially it's Minecraft, it's a brand new, effectively a brand new IP, isn't it? It's a brand new story, it's not based on anything else that's been done. Unlike, you know, Wolf Among Us is based on Fables, Borderlands is based on Borderlands, so we'll see how it goes, but do let me know. Then the week after that, on the 20th, we have Life is Strange and Tales from the Borderlands, both the finales. I'd like to say I'd get 2 videos of each to you on that day. I, in reality, probably won't, and I may favour Life is Strange, just because I know that there's a playthrough from Kim as well, so it would be good to sort of match her, so people can compare how we've done. Well, I'll have to see, but I'll try and do my best for that. The week after that, we have on the 26th, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which I will start doing live streams of side events to try and get through all that power leveling that I will have to do. And that's just going to be a hardcore playthrough, and I'm going to try and get through it within 2 weeks. Hopefully I can. The day after that as well, annoyingly, but also amazingly, I would hazard a guess the Game of Thrones final is coming out from Telltale, because it's shortly after Borderlands. That's what they've said officially. So we may have Assassin's Creed on the Monday, which may mean no vlog, and then we may have Game of Thrones on the Tuesday. We'll have to see, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get Game of Thrones on the 27th. After that, of course, it is slightly quiet for 2 weeks, at which point I'm furiously leveling. I don't know why that's furiously leveling. It's not furious, that's something else entirely. I'm going to be furiously levelling my way through Assassin's Creed Syndicate to try and get it over and done and off the slate, because on the 10th, dear God, on the 10th it's Fallout. It's Fallout, and it's also the American release of Tomb Raider, which means I may have an early copy, I don't know. If not, Tomb Raider will be the 13th instead. But basically that week of the 10th of November is Fallout week. And I am going to be playing the shit out of it. I'm going to try and get a home streaming setup sorted so that I can play Fallout and just roll out of bed. I'm also going to try and get it rigged up so that I can do all my console streaming from there, which means that we can do things like I can just play Uncharted at the weekend, or like play through it and go, oh, actually I'll just turn the stream on, and things like that. So I'm going to try and make it so that it's a very stream friendly game for Fallout, so, you know, we'll just do some side stuff, go exploring and all that stuff. Yeah, I think it could be quite good if I get it down and I get my editing done and I have spare time. I will stream some shit. So that's all of that. I'm trying to think what else is going on. Advent, please don't send Advent stuff. I think I said it before, but please wait until early to mid-November to post anything. I'm going to do a vlog before then, which tells you what you should and shouldn't post. So please hold off. A, we don't have the space, and B, I just can't process Advent stuff in my mind currently. There is far too much on my plate, so it just means that if you guys can all wait for the actual pre-allocated time, then I can tell you all what you should and shouldn't do, and then it means we don't have any post that goes missing, people sending the wrong things, like like food that goes out of date in the parcel and goes mouldy, just like horror stories. We haven't had it before, but you never know. And I've heard horror stories from post. I used to help out at the university post office, so I've seen some shit, guys. I've seen some shit. So yeah, just please hold off on Advent until I have done the vlog at the end of this month. But I understand you're all very keen. I understand you're all really excited, and thank you very much for having that attitude. And I will do my best to get you the information ASAP on what you should and shouldn't be doing. Also, if you see anyone who's asking about, is Hannah going to play Tomb Raider, blah blah blah, any of that stuff, and you've seen it here, then please do refer them to this video, or just let them know. Don't be an arse about it, because I know it's quite easy to be an arse about it, but do let them know if you see it, because it helps me out, and it means I have to do less like, oh yes, I will be playing Tomb Raider. So yeah, thank you in advance if you do that. Try to think what else is going on. What else am I doing? What else am I doing? I think that's it for now. Everything's been with a bit of a rush. I am hunting for a house as well. I sort of said that, and anyone who's following my social media will know that. So that's a bit all over the place, and it may be that I have a house tomorrow, or I begin the process with a house tomorrow. I'm not going to have the house because it's a very long, complicated process, and it can backfire at any time. But I'm hoping that it's reasonable. God knows, guys. It's hunting houses is a difficult process. But yeah, that is all of that's going on. I'm trying to think what else is going on. Oh yeah, Coffee Factory. So I don't know if some of you that have seen me tweeting will know that I fucking love Coffee Factory. They're a company in Devon that do coffee, and someone sent me last year the Black Bear Espresso that they do for Advent, and oh guys, I can't look back. And they have very kindly sent me one of their special monthly roasts, called the Fazenda Calle Exatas, something like that. It's from Brazil. Look at it, it's amazing. So thank you very much to Coffee Factory if they're watching. And I am quite excited for this. Yeah, it's got the cup profile. I love cup profiles for coffee. It's sweet, plums, dark cherries, chocolate. Every month they send me something amazing, and I think that they deserve to be more well known than they are. So yeah, thank you very much, Coffee Factory, for being amazing and making my mornings much more enjoyable. Because holy shit, they're good. If you like coffee and you've been struggling to find something, Coffee Factory. What else? I'm trying to think what else I've been doing. Book. I could tell you about the book I'm reading. Where's it gone? Hello, where have you gone? I finished The Bone Season. It was fucking brilliant. It's like psychic energy and different bollocks and, trying to break out of prison and shit. But it was pretty good. I liked it. I liked the concept of the psychics and stuff like that. And as a result, I'm now reading The Mime Order, which is the follow-up. So, yeah, I obviously must have liked it. There's poltergeists and things like that, and battles. There's people like effectively psychics. There's many different orders of psychic. If you've read things like Mistborn, there's different orders of metal eaters. It's a similar thing with ghosts and stuff. And yeah, really quite enjoyable. Would recommend it. There's also a book which I was reading called The Bees by Laline Paul. Again, that is a good book. Honestly, really enjoyed it. It's almost Watership Down meets, I don't know, many dystopian sort of controlling government things, but with bees. Genuinely a good read. Also, if you've got a Kindle, it's like $1.99. So actually really quite a good read for $1.99. I got it in my, I picked that up in Germany actually, in the English book area. I think that's where I got the bonus season from as well. And actually, I'm pretty pleased with those purchases. I got that, and I got John Cleese's autobiography. So good job, Köln. I think it was Köln Airport. Good fucking job. Thanks for the really awesome books. That is, I think, all for now. I'll quickly check the Q&A. Q&A. Let's see what the Q&A has to say to me today. That was a little tune. Okay, so Q&A questions. Adam asks, what are your thoughts on the new Far Cry Primal? Do you think Stone Age will work, and what would you like to see? Dude, I am so excited for Far Cry Primal. I don't think we know yet if it's full length or not. It might be Blood Dragon length, but either way, I really like the idea. I quite like things like Ark, and The Forest, but I am interested, and have been for a while, to see what a major developer would do with a similar kind of setup. I mean, we've had stuff over the past, haven't we? But I think of all the franchises, this kind of thing of Far Cry is probably the best suited to this. Or maybe not just, I mean, like Uncharted, Just Cause, Tomb Raider, they've all got similar environments of like running through jungles and shit like that, but they're very firmly based in modern day reality because of the characters, whereas Far Cry every time is new. So it's much easier to go, yep, we'll just do Stone Age. I like the concept of warring tribes. I like the concept of saber-toothed tigers. I like the bow and arrow thing I use very heavily anyway in Far Cry, so to me, I don't feel that that's going to be too much of an issue. That and the knife. I think we're going to have a lot more stealth as a result, but I could be wrong. I don't know, because arguably they won't have guns either, so I don't know. But what would I like to see? I'd like to see a well-polished... I mean, if it's a short thing like Blood Dragon, I'd like to see a well-polished little romp that shows some really cool shit off, like saber-toothed cats and whatever. Storyline would be nice, but if it is short like Blood Dragon, I'm not as bothered. If it's a full-length one, however, I expect something... I don't know. I expect something good, basically. Far Cry 3 and 4 were both pretty fucking solid, and so I would hope that Primal would follow on in those steps. Blood Dragon for the right people was amazing as well. If you were really into that sort of stuff, that culture that Blood Dragon's, you know, a homage to, then it was right up your street. My concern with things like the Stone Age is how are they going to do things like communication? Is it going to be quite artificial? Because obviously the language barrier is going to be a bit different. Are they going to, you know, in the trailers and stuff, you've got people talking, could be gibberish, could be a language. I don't actually know, because it's Stone Age. I don't know what, I've not looked into it, but I don't know whether they've made up a language or they're using something that's quite basic or whatever. But I would like to see it be a fun romp with really awesome fucking saber-toothed cats and shit like that. I mean, dinosaurs would have been awesome, but we can't, you know, we can't twist history too much, can we? And yeah, I just, yeah, I want to see something that's meaty and fun and just Far Cry. I want them to put a Far Cry stamp on it and it not feel weird. Don't know. I hope that makes sense. But thank you very much for your question, Adam. And hopefully it'll be amazing when it comes out next year. If not, it's still something to play. So here's a question from Radbeck and Gang. Excuse me, I'm just shuffling as I said. Who says, quick question, where do you record, edit most? Is it in the office or at home? Thanks. And there's 14 thumbs up, so I was like, well, we'll answer this one. Also, there's a plane. Everything's going on. Terps is next door shouting. The plane is now, I think it's a helicopter, whatever the fuck it is. Shush. The builders were going earlier. So obviously I'm in the office right now. What I tend to do is the days where I need to be out of the house anyway, so for example I go to the gym, I do gym classes, those days I will probably come into the office because I'm forcing myself out the house, so I don't get to 6:30 PM and go, oh, I don't think I can do the gym today, I'll just stay here, which is, you know, we've all been there. So I try and force myself out the house on those days. I would like it to be, currently all the consoles are here because the setup I've got here works, but what I would like to have is I'd like to slowly move those all home so that I can not only stream with them for hours if I want to, but I can also record with them for hours in the comfort of my own home, because as lovely as the office is to record in, if you're playing a single player game and you want to do bulk recordings like a lot of them, I would much rather sit in a beanbag and go like, right, because that's what we did when we first very early did stuff, when I was doing like LA Noire, sat in a beanbag with a headset on, looking at the TV, going like, yeah, that's what I'd like to be able to do again. And if I stream, I'd like also to have that stream set up at home. So it may be that you see over, probably not the next few months because there's so much going on and it's like, got to get that done. But I'd love to have a Fallout setup at home, like a streaming setup ready, and that's for PC, so that should be easy. But I'd love to be able to incorporate Assassin's Creed into that, and that'll probably be PS4. So I need to get my streaming setup for console there as well. It's fairly simple, it's just literally taking everything home and just sitting and fucking about, which is the bit that takes a while. But I think it maybe into the new year, you'll start to see a transition maybe towards more recording at home. It entirely depends on the games. If it's single player, there's no reason to come in. If it's multiplayer, especially if it's Fright Night, and we've got a lot of Fright Night on a list to do, then yeah, it can it can just go either way. But I hope that makes sense, sort of. So this final question is from Kalma, who says, you've mentioned before you're a fan of Criminal Minds, as am I, though I do find it quite dark on occasion. Do you think that some of the themes can be a bit too dark, or do you think it's just showing the darkness that exists in the world? I think it's the latter. Everything that they do, everything that they write is based on real life criminal studies that have happened and cases. It's not just made up on the spot. There are people out there who are that cruel and messed up, whether it's through severe mental health problems or just not giving a shit about other people. And I think that things like Criminal Minds, when it's done properly, help us explore that without putting ourselves in danger. I also quite like Criminal Minds from a like crime, you fucker did it, didn't you? It was you. I like that level of it. I like the characters in it, but I also do enjoy my horror. And actually Criminal Minds delivers on that horror quite nicely in some cases. It's got tension. It's not got the gore, but I'm not really always about gore, so I quite, you know, I'm not too bothered about it. There's bits where, you know, there's ongoing cases with ongoing specific like serial killing characters or whatever like that. There's a Tim Curry episode, I think, and he was disgusting in it in the best possible way. Tim Curry looked and sounded disgusting. And I think that, yeah, I think it is really important for that kind of stuff to be out there in the world and not wrapped in cotton wool, and not, you know, I don't like it when, you know, people sort of go, you know, this is too dark, this must be dumbed down, this must be made happier, because that's not real life. Okay, there are certain situations where really that is quite important. It depends on the audience and who it's going to. Criminal Minds is obviously a criminal show. It's played at late at night, you know, unless you watch like one of the many TV channels on Sky or whatever. It's very clear that it's for an adult audience. It's very clear that it's not, you know, kids shouldn't just be watching this. And I think that, yeah, it's very important for certain things, especially when they're done reasonably well, to not have a knee-jerk reaction that makes them happier, if that makes sense. So for me, I really love the darkness in Criminal Minds because it reminds me what a fucked up world we live in. And it allows me to experience that without experiencing that, if that makes sense. And I think, yeah, it's also very interesting on a psychological level because they use a lot of real life case studies and court cases and such. So it ticks a lot of boxes for me. It ticks horror fan, it ticks criminal psychology fan, it ticks crime, TV show, awesome female gaming hacker lady, also Xander from Buffy. So yeah, like I think it's important with certain things to keep it dark, because otherwise there's nothing to remind you about what real life is like until that real life thing happens to you. So yeah, I like it. I like it. And I hope you still like it despite how dark it does go. In fact, I think you've said you're halfway through series 6, so you might be in one of the darkest points of the whole show. So it does get better. I want to say it gets better. But thank you very much for your question. That is all we have time for today. I am going to go off and record some Telltale Minecraft for tomorrow morning. I hope you guys enjoy it. Do let me know in the comments, as I said on that video. Let me know any questions you've got on this video in the comments. I will see you guys on Wednesday between 4 and 6 PM for the live stream. That's at twitch.tv/yogsHannah. And I think we're probably going to play some more Legend of Grimrock 2, unless you have any better ideas, which you can, of course, leave in the comments. And I will see you next week. Thank you very much for watching.